Hi, and welcome to the Mindfulness What's What topic with Amy Ross. I would like to start with a question for you. When is the last time you took a moment to just be truly present? Maybe just to breathe or notice your surroundings or notice the sensations that you're feeling. Mindfulness is simply being aware of what is happening right now without wishing it were different, enjoying the pleasant without holding on when it changes, which it will, and being with the unpleasant without fearing it will always be this way, which it won't. Mindfulness is largely focused on living in the present moment and being aware. A big part of mindfulness is also noticing what's surrounding you, noticing how you're feeling, being aware of that, and practicing acceptance without judgment. So why is mindfulness important? There's definitely many benefits in many areas of your life. If we first talk about the physical well-being benefits, being mindful can help relieve stress. It can also support management of other medical conditions like high blood pressure, gastrointestinal problems, and sleep difficulties. I've also found that being mindful of different habits, healthy or unhealthy habits throughout your day, it allows you to be aware and start to change those habits or build upon those good, healthy habits. But being aware is definitely the first step. Moving on to productivity and engagement, if you think about multitasking and only halfway dealing with many things, you can put your full focus to one task at hand and maybe do a better job at that. Create rich relationships. If you can think of being more of an active listener instead of half looking at your phone or half looking at the TV or different distractions, and being truly present in the person you're talking to, will be able to form deeper, richer connections with people. And then also making the most of here and now. If you can think about living in the present instead of maybe worrying about regrets of the past or maybe fears or worries about the future, we can focus on and appreciate and have gratitude to what we have right now. Sometimes being mindful isn't the easiest. It's hard for a few different reasons. One, we have a lot of automatic habitual routines that we just go through in our day-to-day life, and we don't pause and sit back and think about what we're doing or the bite we're taking or how it's tasting or how full we're feeling. We're just on to the next thing in our brain. So we just finish that whole plate of food even if we feel over full by the end of it. If we jump down to the last one of it requiring being mindful, requiring effort and focus, that's kind of, they go hand in hand. And so if we are thinking about our day-to-day activities, when they are just routine, that makes it a little bit easier, but it might not be the healthiest habits. And so if you do step back with a little effort and focus on the mindful eating or the mindful movements, just different things like that, you can learn about yourself and change little habits into healthy ones or build upon new ones. A few other reasons why being mindful is a little bit more challenging. Just our culture of our world today is being as productive as we can every single day and being on the go. We don't necessarily feel like we have time to slow down and just breathe or be mindful of different things. We just need to get more done. Along with that is the multitasking. We feel that when we're doing a lot of things, we might be more productive, and we value that a lot. But if we pause and focus on one task at hand, we might be able to do that task with a little bit more quality, and by the end of the day, get more things done with more quality behind them. There's many ways to add mindful practice into your daily life. When we talk about mindfulness, a lot of times meditation comes to mind for people. Meditation is a very great activity, and there's definitely many benefits to set aside a little longer time for meditation. There's so many options, but mindfulness can also be a little quicker and simpler. We have 5 examples for you today that you can integrate into your life today. So first is just to take a deep breath, take a pause. Maybe it's even just 1 minute that you can just focus on how that breath feels, pulling that big breath into your full body, maybe even just noticing your surroundings, what you hear, smell, taste. Next is set aside multitasking. We've talked about that a couple times in this presentation, but I would challenge you to maybe just focus on one activity at a time or one project and see if one that adds to the quality of your work, but also maybe you can get a few more things done when you just set focus to one thing. Third is maybe you notice the simple things of when you're eating. Actually sit down and notice the texture and taste and smell. And each bite you set your fork down or you pause in between each bite. Another opportunity would maybe go when you are walking or exercising, finding what is around you. Maybe while you're exercising and stretching, it's the sensations you feel in your body. It's just overall noticing more things in the exact present moment instead of thinking about your next thing on your to-do list. Next is focusing on your conversation. So giving the person you're talking to your full attention. Even maybe while you're eating, you set down your fork and just look at the person and truly have a conversation with them, trying to, one, show that you care, but two, just being an active listener. And last but not least, another nice, easy one to add in is either with kids or pets, maybe spend more time outdoors in nature. Kids and pets are definitely experts of living in the moment, and they can sometimes help us bring that to our attention and help us do the same. So let's take a little practice with that first option, just taking a breath and pausing. So what I want you to do first is just to close the eyes. Start to breathe a little deeper into the belly. You just simply notice what it feels like to take that breath in. Maybe it's through the nose or the mouth, but you feel that air either coming into the nose or passing by the lips. You're noticing what it feels like to pull into the rib cage, maybe feeling the belly rise as well. You can also notice what you hear. Having a slight constriction in the back of your throat, almost like you're fogging up a mirror, sometimes gives a little texture to your breath and keeps you in that present moment. So instead of hearing distractions around you, it brings you a little bit more to an internal focus, what you hear through in your body. Sometimes when we have a hard time getting into just this focus, it's nice to come up with a little saying in your head. So whether it's just inhale and exhale, maybe it's counting your inhale and counting your exhale. If we do count, maybe we count in for 5 and out for 5. Some studies have shown that a longer exhale than your inhale has more relaxing effects. Take a few more breaths. If you haven't already, maybe blinking open the eyes. And just notice how simple that was, just taking a moment or two. This mindfulness of just those few moments, the more and more we do this, the more we train our mind to be a little bit more present and a little bit more mindful throughout the rest of our day. So what I challenge you to do now is find a little habit that you can, mindfulness habit that you can add into your day or to your week. It might be something as you're going to take your breakfast without any technology and just focus on what you're eating. Or maybe at dinner you focus on the conversation. Or maybe you can take those 2-minute deep breathing like the exercise we just did. To remember to do so, maybe we set a little reminder on our phone or on the computer calendar. Other ideas is maybe through exercise you really feel the muscles that you're working or releasing, the sensations through your body. One other thing to be more mindful of is your thought patterns. I want you to think about your self-talk and how you talk to yourself and how you view different things, one about yourself, but also about the world around you. Searching for the positive and searching for things of gratitude in your life. So when you do notice that you're focusing on the past or too much of the future or negative things, I want you just to recognize it and then maybe come up with a piece of positivity or come up with a piece of gratitude. Soon your mind will start looking for those things throughout the day. I want to thank you all so much for taking the time today to listen. I hope that this at least planted a little mindfulness seed in your life. Thank you all so much for coming.